basins we tend to use in the workshop are these small cloakroom basins. Relatively inexpensive. We don't want anything fancy in case we drop it or break it. And roughly, all basins are roughly the same, hot and cold and a waste. So this is a small one, small cloakroom basin. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the taps. So these are two trade sort of taps, Club, Bristol. So they're hot, always on the left. The reason it always goes on the left, because the majority of the country is right-handed. The first tap you go to on a sink or anywhere, you're going to use your right hand. That's your dominant hand. So if the cold tap's on the more dominant hand for the biggest part of the country, if the water's too warm, no one's going to get scalded. It's just going to be cold water, which is why the hot is always mostly on the left. So to put it on, we have a jam ring or jam nut with a tap. We also have a washer that goes on. The reason for the washer is that seals against the china, or delftware as it's sometimes called as well. So if there's any water on here from washing your hands, it doesn't run down underneath the tap, run down onto the pipe, and then you think you've got a leak and you call a plumber out, and it's actually the tap's not been turned off, or you've put something up here and the water's went down. Now sometimes the washers aren't very good, so we use, sometimes, I used to use, a thing called Plumber's Mate. You put it on, it's a bit sticky. I'd get it out, I would actually get rid of the washer and I'd put it on the tap like that. Again, like the paste in the workshop, we don't use that because this stuff will be everywhere. Some of the students may put it in a piece of pipe and throw it at each other, and it gets really sort of sticky everywhere, and the basins become really dirty after a period of time as well. So we talk to the students, we show them different ways of doing it. That's one way of doing it. The other way, nowadays, is probably the more common way of doing it, is they use some sort of silicone sealant. They'll put it on the tap and do exactly the same job, put it on the basin, then tighten the jam ring up. We're just going to use the washers in here because these basins get used 30, 40, 50 times every year by the students. We want it to be clean and we don't want stuff all over the workshop. So I've got that. Also, we can use this thing here. It's called a top hat washer. Now all this does is it goes on the sink, the tap goes on the sink, other side of the sink, we put the top hat washer on, and then we put the jam nut on. That holds the tap steady. Now with these really small wash hand basins, if I can show you, sometimes we can't get the top hat washer on. It's just the gap's too small. You can either cut bits off it and then get it in, just so we can sort of keep the tap sort of steady, but that one's too big. We should be okay just putting the tap on without it. So I make sure it's a hot tap, I make sure the washer's on, and then I put the jam nut up. I'm also making sure that the tap is central with the hole when I'm doing it as well. It's not to one side, there's no gaps on it. I put that one in, get rid of the Plumber's Mate, and I'm going to put the other one in as well at the moment, making sure I've also got the washer. So I hold that up, make sure it's sort of central with the hole, and then that's the taps on. But as you've noticed, they're still a bit loose, so I've got to tighten them up. Now we've got to use box spanner and a bar. So all I do is, this one does two different types of taps. It does the back nut on bath taps, which is roughly 3/4 size, as a plumber would call it, and the smaller side is a 1/2 inch. Basins, 15mm copper pipe, 1/2 inch taps. I put the bar through it, and then I just tighten up. I make sure we're roughly central, or where we want the tap. That's nice and tight and solid now. I move over to the other side. I do the same again. So that's your 2 taps on your basin, and I'm looking for that correct angle, and we've got enough room to get our hands in to wash it. If it's like that, obviously I've got to try and straighten that up, because I can see right away the 2 taps aren't equal or equidistant. I try and make sure they've got the same angle again. Because I've loosened that one off again, I'm going to give it a good tighten. We're happy with that. The next part we're going to do is the waste. Now if you look at the wash hand basins, we obviously have the 2 taps, but here is a built-in overflow. This is already put into the mould of the china. So when it's been made, there's a gap coming down through the overflow, and then it comes out in here. If I try and hold it up so you can see it. So that's your overflow there, and that runs right down inside here. So the waste, or the brass waste that I've got to buy, if I went to the merchants and bought it, would be 1.25 inch slotted waste. So obviously the plug goes in here, this is the bottom of the basin, and if you look, we've got a slot right through, which coincides with the gap in the basin. So when the water overflows, if you leave the taps on for any reason, or it gets blocked, which wouldn't make a difference, it would run down inside the overflow, come into that part of the basin, go back in here, and then run down the drain like you normally do when you pull the plug out of a sink. Now the big debate here is, what do we put on the basin? There's loads of different things you can put on. Again, plumber's mate, you can put in putty. Probably the one you use most nowadays is silicone or some sort of mastic. Again, we're not going to bring silicone or mastic into the workshop. Too many people using it, it'd be everywhere. So all I'm going to do is, obviously we don't put a lot of water down, if any. We're just going to put it together and I'll show you the process of it. So when you buy a basin, you get your basin waste slotted 1.25 inch. We've got a V washer for the top, that stays on. We've got washer for the underside, and obviously the big jam ring or the jam nut for the bottom. I was always taught when I did it, because the holes are going through here, I would try and line them up with the back of the wash hand basin. So if the water came down, it'd go straight in. I wouldn't want to do it that way because then the water's got to sit in here and then go down. So I put the slotted waste in. If I look at the basin like that, it'd be 12 o'clock to 6. I put that in, push it through. I get the washer that's supplied with the basin. There's also a thing called a basin mate that you could use as well. And then we've got the back nut. That will go on. Now, if I was to put this water down this, even after I've tightened it, I would probably get a small leak because there's no mastic, there's no plumber's mate or anything on it. It'd probably drip a wee bit. So obviously I would use something just to help me. When I get that on, I've got the jam nut. I would hold it. Sometimes you've got to put 2 screwdrivers in to hold you against yourself, and then I would just tighten it up. Downside with these wastes is that back nut's plastic. If I over tighten it, that will just split on me, and I've got to go and try and find another nut from somewhere. So what I used to do when I was on the tools, every time I done a basin, I would, if I could, I would take the old brass nut, back nut off, and I'd keep it in my tool bag or in the van, because these have got a habit of splitting, and I would always just change it over for a brass one. And if you're doing quite a lot, you get a small collection. So now I've got the waste on, I've got the taps on. I know if it overflows, that's all set up. The only thing I've got to do now is put the chain and stay on, the plug chain and stay. That comes in the box with your wash and basin mate. I would always recommend to put some sort of mastic, plumber's mate or something on here on the chain and stay. Sometimes the taps have got a habit of running down water. It runs onto the chain and stay, again, comes through the other side, and then you think you've got a leak. So I'll put the chain and stay on, and then this basin is ready to get fitted on the wall, which I'm sure we'll do in another video. Normal cloakroom basin, no pedestal. We've got some brackets. These go on the wall, basin hangs onto it, then we get a couple of screws through, and that secures it. And then we go in there. But obviously we're going to do that at a later date with a different video.